Hello friends and bees and friends who are also bees, and welcome to this week's Final 14 stream. This week is going to be a pretty chill stream. We are going to be continuing the Bozja storyline, part 1 of Bozja, which I never got around to doing on stream because I did that. It was like one of the first things I did when I got my PC set up when I moved here last summer, and so I never did it on stream, so we're doing that now. Other than that, I was thinking of possibly doing Wordlet, but I kind of don't know if I feel like it. The only fight from Wordlet that I actually really enjoy is Ruby Weapon. The rest are kind of hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? So we'll see how I feel. We'll see how long it takes me to do Bozja. I should be able to do both Castrum and the Dariada. So we'll see how long those take, and then how I feel afterwards. I'm also, as a person, feeling quite tired. Term is starting, so I am tired all the time. So we'll see. I'm just waiting for waiting to load in before I swap over to the game to play. I have a headache as well, which doesn't help. A headache and dehydration. I'm not sure why or how I'm dehydrated, but there we go. Every day I suffer. Anyway, let's swap to the gameplay. You can't see this, but I have new fairy lights up, and they are ghosties. Very cute. Right. Swap to the correct class. There we go, ninja. And to teleport to the Enclave and get started. I've done, I believe, the first handful of quests to unlock Bozja and unlock the second zone. I haven't done anything to unlock the third zone yet. I think my plan was to get this guy up to level 10 and then get going with the story, and then I just fell off the train for a bit. So as I said, having some lag problems, but should be back now, hopefully. No desktop audio. My brain is just empty right now. Ethernet. To the fairy docks. Go. I need to work on my relic weapon, but I swapped my canonical class for this guy is Dragoon, but I actually play on Ninja most of the time now on him. So I'm like, do I want to work on his Dragoon relic, which would be like the in-character one for him, or do I want to work on his ninja relic, which would be more useful? We just don't know. Right. Hello, Sheriffs. Sheriffs. Let me into the Bozjan Southern Front. Thanks. Go. Sorry, I just got an email saying that flu shots on campus have been cancelled. I presume due to a nursing shortage. There seems to be a shortage of everything at the moment, which is non-ideal, but there we go. What's been happening in the story? Haven't the faintest fucking clue. Chronicles in Europe, but well, the answer is no clue, and I can't remember what's been going on in the story at all, so... Timing is perfect as always. We've just located a third current. I'll mark the destination on your map. This third site should provide us ample data to trace an ethereal signature, MISIJA, my beloved. Should also mention that the site is host to ancient Bozjan ruins. Our data suggests they date back to the Third Astral Era, but I cannot say for certain. What I can say is that the undead are known to roam the lands there at night, so stay on your guard. I wish I could accompany you, but I'd only slow you down. Please, be careful out there. I have next to nothing on this guy, which is not ideal, but there we go. Anything I can use? Increase resistance. Evasion. That's it, okay. Can I buy any? I don't really have the clusters too, but there we go. Can I actually use? That's a big question. Don't know because I don't have any of them locked. Whatever. This has officially become someone else's problem. To be honest, I'll probably just buy a whole bunch of chat going ham as always. I should probably just buy a bunch of essences. I had kind of forgotten how much I love the music here. I've been running Bozjan, but it tends to be with prices, so I tend to have the music turned off and I have my own stuff playing in the background. I've forgotten how much I really liked this music. I was promised some bodies. So where were they? just a single solitary pug. Making ninja lizard. Very good. Starting data collection protocol. Use. All systems are fully operational. You're free to return to camp. Pink Panther music. Chat. Never change. I would love, completely unrelated, well not really, if we could have some sort of in Bozjan party finder so that people don't log in and go, any cluster farms, but could instead like log in, look at party finder and join the cluster farm. I don't know, I doubt it would be possible, but it'd be nice. Welcome back, Arshad. From what we can discern, the sensors are still fully operational, but the spectrometer isn't receiving any of their data. Of all the contact plugs, one of the contact plugs to the transmitter appears to be damaged. I can fix it, but in all honesty, it'll probably be faster to get a new one from our facility in Doma. Shall I head to Doma then? I've forgotten how to emote with my voice, so none of that. Running errands is my job, not yours. It's all the same to you, I think it best if I go. There's still work for you to do here, Lilja. You sure? Sure. As long as this control panel's broken, there's naught else I can do. What's more, this affords me the opportunity to finally see Doma. Who am I to deny you your first trip there? I'll let Jessie know that you're on your way. Let me just have a quick chat in my Eorzean Bluetooth headset. Alright, a new contact plug is ready and waiting for MISIJA. Sure was nice of her to save me the trip back. Having her around truly has been a blessing. I dare not think how long it would have taken to analyse the crystal focus, let alone locate the ether currents. And of course your contributions to the resistance have been invaluable as well. Once the spectrometer is operational again, it won't be long before the crystal focus is working, I'm sure of it. Dramatic and slightly worrisome pan backwards. Meanwhile, at the ruins of Bozjan. Hurry now, the commander has all day. Last, the Lady of Blades, save the Queen. Simply exquisite. Time has done little to mar her beauty. What is it? We captured an intruder, sir. We believe them to be of the Resistance. I know, I don't care what her morality is, I love her so much. Stand aside. Sir? You heard the commander. Stand aside or I'll report you for insubordination. Sir? I love her so much. Is this indeed the blade that we have been searching for? Yes, there can be no doubt. Only the blade of the Queen herself bore these inscriptions. Then our plans proceed apace. Excellent. Sir, I've just received word from Sicilius. They found it. Very good. Then let us return to Castro Marcus Littore. Another relic? Nothing for you to concern yourself with. Of course, forgive me. Trust your absence will go unnoticed. Sir, I tampered with the spectrometer per your instructions, permitting me the opportunity to leave their base. I will return after a brief trip to Doma. Well done. Legatus Cabranth will be certain to hear of your deeds thus far. Lest you forget, although victory is close at hand, any mistakes will have dire consequences. Am I understood? I say this every time, but I would love MISIJA and Forola to get together. I just feel like they would have a lot to talk about in terms of their experiences in and under their various locations. I just love her. I'm afraid it'll be a while long before the spectrometer is operational, but never fear, you'll be the first to know when we're ready to resume our work. I have to report soldiers have dealt another heavy blow to the Empire's forces. Our front line is once again pushed forward and has seized another outpost at Old Bozjan. My commanding officer has asked that I take you to the site. If you would follow me. Go to plan stand. My doggy. I've been doing some of the Shadowbringers extreme trials on this guy. Bringing him to things because a lot of them he hasn't done before, and he still needs like drops and stuff from them, even though I don't have any of the Shadowbringers mounts on my main, and there's been enough times where the mounts have dropped and there's only like half of the party needs it, that I'm like gonna be so pissed if I get them on Arshad before I get them on Maeve. At some point I need to sit down. Well, I need, on Maeve, I need all the birds and all the dragons, and on Arshad I need almost everything, I think. Yeah, I really haven't done anything on him, so I need self-imposed mount farming for him. That's what I'll do when I'm done grinding materials in Neo Replica. This is Luna's stand. The Guardians made us work for it, but it's finally ours. If we can continue to keep pressure on the Empire's forces, I imagine they'll have no choice but to retreat back to the Castro Maelon. That means we've got no time to rest on our laurels. They're certain to do all in their power to slow our advance. I hope we can count on you to keep fighting the good fight. Resistance frontline advances. Not to the third zone. I should hopefully have access to this one over here. I will slowly amble my way over there, given that return isn't ready for a while. I need potions more than anything else. I'm not sure what the best one would be for him. therapy and also fresh duel going on there. Yes, it would be skirmisher on him, I'm guessing. Because I can't use martialist. Plate bearer or skirmisher, I guess. Cool. There we go. I don't need to return, I can just ether port back. To his Aegis. Worked, Arshad. We found a matching ethereal signature and traced it back to its source. Liltra is working on a device that will allow us to charge the crystal focus using the area's ambient ether. As you might expect, its extraction will be delicate work. As such, we would accompany you to oversee the operation ourselves. Should we be off? Don't want Liltra. I'm staying on the southern front. Okay, Dr. Bogsley, that's a good name. I go to Camp Steve, then go back. I guess the duel failed. Whole bunch of them there. I guess all in the same FC, possibly. My apologies, Arshad. Our preoccupation with the extraction device left us all but oblivious to their approach. It will not happen again. Banana flare. You're right, I heard screaming. And ambushed by the Guardians. Thankfully, Arshad arrived before we could come to harm. Another missed opportunity to see him in action. At least you're all unharmed. Liltra, have we reached our destination? I'm picking up a huge rise in levels of NRG 108 waves. Gee, it's definitely the place. Then let us begin. How much longer until its energies are fully restored? An excellent question, but unfortunately a rather difficult one to answer with certainty. Considering the high concentrations of ether it's absorbed thus far, I'd imagine it has sufficient stores to suit our purposes. We must be mindful, however, that the naturally occurring ether at the location will take time to restore itself, should we need to charge the focus again. Again? No, I don't think that would be necessary. Pardon? One false move and she dies. MISIJA, what are you doing? Oh, don't worry, I still have need of you, yeah. Though if he refuses to stand down. Wise decision. Also look away from the screen there. I have a ring light set up to help illuminate me, and that is enough to make my eyes hurt, let alone anything else. Well, I've got some terrible news. She did what? No, I cannot believe it. By the gods. And you say she stole the crystal focus as well? I fear we have little time to determine the how and why of her betrayal. Makoto's rescue must be made a priority. Be that as it may, MISIJA may not have been working alone. I need you to bring me a list of close acquaintances she had within the Resistance. I have questions for them. Yes, sir. I think you'll find the answer is probably she didn't have any. If I'm to be completely honest with you, we haven't the troops to spare for Makoto's rescue. We're stretched far too thin as it is. But we cannot very well leave her to the mercy of the Empire. That they would capture her alive suggests a plan requiring her expertise and her preternatural gifts. Until we can determine precisely where she's being held, I believe what few resources we have would be best focused on storming the Castrum Marcus Litore. Once the Castrum falls, her safety can be more easily assured. We will focus all our efforts on her rescue thereafter. You have my word. Meanwhile at Castrum Marcus Litore. And I'm tired of sitting about with our thumbs up our asses. Why wait for reinforcements when we could wipe the Bozjan resistance off the board in one fell swoop? Even with the troops stationed here at the Castrum, they wouldn't stand a chance. You've already demonstrated gross insubordination by leading charges into the field against orders. Soldiers have been court-martialed for far less, and such behaviour ill befits one of your station. I need to remind you that our true objective is the subjugation of Damascus and the seizure of its resources, not to engage in petty skirmishes with these Bozjan curs. They'll be dealt with in due course, but only once the Damascan resistance has been annihilated. Do you think you're talking to, boy? I know full well that we need to bring Damascus to heel, and I've said from the beginning that invading Bozjan was a waste of time. The sooner we get this over with, the better. A waste of time. Yet who was at front and centre during the invasion? I hope you've not forgotten the soldiers you sacrificed for this waste of time. Retaining our foothold here is essential to our plans. Now that Doma and Alamiga have reclaimed their independence, the Bozjans have been inspired to follow suit. Should they succeed, the Damascans will be next. We cannot hope to withstand a united resistance from all sides. Don't waste your breath, Albalo. The only thing this rabid dog understands is bloodshed. I want your tongue, or it's your blood that will be shed next. Snarl at me all you like, but there's no escaping the truth. The Empire is doomed to fall, and before long, the 4th Legion will have no home to return to. Your point being, if Gabrath is to build his new nation, we have to regain control of these provinces. Well, you know our dear boy Noah better than most, and I'm sure you've made your own plans of your own for this new nation he's building. I don't appreciate your tone. Are you implying I betray his trust? Would you stop? If anyone hates this pedantic pageantry more than me, it's you. Perhaps. But so long as I have a plan to play, am I wrong to keep it in? Sweet, eh? Fine, stay here and hatch your schemes. My place is on the battlefield. Very well, if that is your wish. But when the dust settles and the judgment bells toll, I pray you'll be ready to answer for your transgressions. Question, why does he have both a shield and an axe? He's certain this is wise. Dog he may be, but is not without his uses. I dare say there is none more loyal to Gabran than the 4th Legion. What's more, he's not so foolish as to seek out the false glory of an honourable death in battle. He and his beast should prove an adequate distraction for our enemies. In the meantime, I leave the castrum in your hands. Should the Bozjans advance this far, I trust you will not disappoint me. By your leave. Scouts have yet to find any trace of Makota, but I promise we'll bring her back safely. For now, let us focus our efforts on retaking the castrum. Okay. Listen, Arshad, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I think I know how to find Makota. You said MISIJA waited until after the crystal focus had absorbed ether from the area before making off with it and Makota, right? Well, if we can use this equipment to trace the ethereal signature of a charged crystal focus, maybe it'll lead us to Makota too. That's assuming, of course, that they're being kept in the same place. We're going to want to cover the entire southern front, and for that, at least 2 more sensors need to be set up out there. Think you're up for it? Find 2 spots that should give us maximum coverage. Here, let me mark them on your map. I know it's a long shot, but we have to try it, right? Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to apprise these fragments. Let's go over here. Is it duelist that I want? Thank goodness somebody else asked about castrum, so I don't have to. Someone outside says, I have a motorcycle. Slash rocket bearer. Absolutely fucking nothing. Oh well. Those cure fours. So I'm gonna grab that for you. In fact, no, we're good. God, my brain's just absolutely fucking empty today. As usual, keeping an eye out for things that drop field records. I need to read through most of those. I can't remember which ones I did on Maven, which ones I didn't. Someone outside says, cut up. Hashtag just fired all things. All set. Then I'll set up the remote scanner. That should do it. One more, and with any luck, we'll track down the crystal focus and Makoto. Hop up this way and then teleport to Camp Steve. Weird. Here we go. Someone logs in and says, when is Castrum? Everybody always asking, when is Castrum? We never, how is Castrum? Response, it's shit. Harsh betrayal, huh? It's a bit easier to say that way. People for saving me from my own squishiness. Okay, this place pretty full.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, E. Thank you very much.
Hello, Mochi.
Hello. Thank you very much for the resub. It is very much appreciated. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good day. All set? Then I'll set up the remote scanner. Someone outside also says thump. Perfect. Come back to base and I'll see if I can't track down the signal. Much as I hit the wrong button like a fool. Oh, nice. Wish you luck. A bunch of these guys are going to throw on time. I'm gonna actually fucking leg it out of here. I don't know how to do this when I don't have my chocobo around to help heal me. Description of this voracious predator and also offensive really. Apologise, I'm having usual lag problems. Yeah, position wasn't here. So good. Alright, somebody's got horse. Probably should have waited until after when I was waiting for Astron to spawn, but whatever. Tell you them from them. Nice. Nice. There's like barely anything going on this map. Whatever. Heck. You're back. What's wrong? Do you need another sensor? No, everything went according to plan. I managed to locate the crystal focus. The thing is, as we feared, the crystal focus is being held at the castrum. It makes sense when you think about it, but with it being the enemy's main stronghold and all. Sorry for wasting your time out there, Arshad. Nonsense, soldier. For all we knew, the focus could very well have been moved to Dalmasca. But thanks to you and Blade Caprati Helene, we've removed all doubt as to its whereabouts. That's true, I suppose. The reason for MISIJA's betrayal yet eludes us, but the Guardians are not like to understand how to make use of the crystal focus, not without assistance, meaning that Mikoto in all likelihood is being held at the castrum as well. Then there's still a chance to save her. Okay, I definitely shared these two BT dubs. Meanwhile, in the guest room. Yes, over there. Grown. God, she's so hot. God, I'm so gay. I love Femro. MISIJA? Where? You're going to answer a few questions for me. We can start with how you're able to glimpse into the future. MISIJA? Why? Why are you helping the Empire? I'm the one asking questions here now. Answer. No, not until you tell me why. I don't think you understand your situation here. Or are you truly that naive? Is it for power? Renown? Have you always been on their side? I know you, MISIJA. You're a woman of conviction, and you wouldn't do something like this without good reason. If you know me as well as you say, I'd hazard you already have the answer. You would truly place your faith in Noah Van Gabranth? I've read about him and his father, the famed knights from the Republic of Landis. They say he was a man of vision. He was made legatus of the 4th Imperial Legion, and from what intelligence I could gather, he pays no heed to the race, parentage, or creed of his followers. And that same impartial judgment extends to the provinces under his control, if I'm not mistaken. Havens for those seeking a life free of prejudice and hate. But do you truly believe that equality can be found under an imperial stand? And my, the dutiful bookworm can read between the lines. Perhaps they give you too little credit. I can but posit theories and conjectures, for I'll never truly know the indignity your family suffered, nor can I speak on the alarming disparity between the nobles and commoners, even before Bozjan succumbed to imperial rule. As I understand it, it was a country where the needs of the few outweighed those of the many. The wealthy were free to forge their own futures, while the poor were free only to die should they fail in their daily struggle to survive. Even as some nobles were opposed to the nation being governed by the oligarchy, the peers would never relinquish their power and wealth for the greater good. While that Bozjan is no more, I realise there are those among the resistance who yearn for the halcyon days of their forebears, who would judge you based on your lineage rather than the content of your character. Their voices are but echoes of a reprehensible past. You should understand better than anyone the future Bozjan and Marsak mean to build, a way forward paved with dignity and equality. Times change, people. Times change, MISIJA. People change. I can speak and read out loud. People don't change. They only fool themselves into believing that they can. I was ridiculed, marginalised, treated like another. By mere virtue of being highborn, theirs was the righteous path, mine the immoral. Bozjan and Marsak claim they want to put an end to discrimination, but there is no escaping their true nature. The hatred must be driven home with force. Would putting your faith in them be such a terrible thing? Oh, if you knew the depths of their malice, their treachery. Perhaps I should tell you the tragedy of Queen Gunhild, and the great betrayal of her followers. Gunhilda, I'm sure you've heard the legends of Save the Queen. The blessed blade that could only be wielded by Queen Gunhilda. Yes, I've heard the tales. When her kingdom came under attack during the 4th Umbral Calamity, she brought the full might of the blade to bear to save her people, and in doing so, gave her own life. A bittersweet end to her reign, but I fail to see what that has to do with anything. Before the 4th Umbral Calamity, Gunhilda's blades foresaw their coming doom. As the kingdom's acting political body, they saw it as their duty to save the people at any cost, and so devised a plan to save Bozjan, using the power of the Holy Blade. The Queen's body would serve as a conduit for the Blade's powers, allowing them to summon a god. You don't mean... Primal summoning, yes. Though perhaps it would be more fitting to call it an icon. The blade was, after all, originally a relic stolen from the Allegans. An icon? Heavens forfend. There was one problem, however. The Queen knew that once she took in the power of this god, there would be no turning back. She was a coward, and despite her duty to protect the people, she chose her life over theirs. Yet Gunhilda's blades would not see their efforts come to naught, for they soon realised that the sacrifice need not be the presently reigning queen, nor did they need to be of noble blood. So a low-born shrine maiden was chosen to ascend the throne. Obedient to a fault, she did not hesitate to give her life to forestall the coming calamity. Whether this tragic tale end there, but I'm afraid it takes a rather bloody turn. You see, despite sacrificing herself to save Bozjan, the new queen did not die, nor was she consumed by the icon's powers. There was a woman of Ishgard, Isael, capable of such a feat, but to embrace the power of the icon and retain her sense of self, that would mean this queen possessed the echo, and her power struck fear into the hearts of Gunhilda's blades, for a god now walked among them. But rather than the puppet the blades had wished for, she was pure and free, and for that she was slain. The blades would not, could not, risk her discovering the truth of her ascension, that she was but a sacrificial lamb to save their high-born brethren. They claimed the queen had gone mad, drunk with the god's power, leaving them no choice but to slay her. She was then buried, along with the blade and the truth. Why did you hear this? Let's just say it's a bit of family history. Now answer my question. How are you able to see into the future? I don't know. I've never been able to use it of my own volition. Hope it doesn't matter. Suppose it doesn't matter. We'll drag it out of you soon enough. God, I love MISIJA so much, both as a character and because I'm gay. Right now too, no thoughts over MISIJA. What? A thingy has appeared. Just thinking about what they might be doing to Makato. Please, you have to save them. That's the plan. Castrum Town. Time has come, Arshad. This day we shall take the Castrum Larkus Little. On behalf of the Resistance, I offer you my humblest thanks. We could not have come this far without your aid. What say you, my friends? Are you prepared to root the Garments? Not the Garments? You all seem to have that under control, but if you insist. The battle for the Castrum will no doubt be the fiercest yet, but do not forget your training. Moth in-game or moth in real life? Moth in-game, okay. We're flying across my screen. I just pointed at my screen as if that's at all. Anyway, do not forget all you fought for. You were Gunhilda's blades, and by the Queen's grace you will prevail this day. Now let us make ready for battle. Bozjan. Reports suggest a powerful mage presently commands the Castrum, and the continued presence of Leon Sas-Helsos will no doubt prove troublesome, to say the least. Still, with you at our side, I'm confident we'll be victorious in the end. Castrum is now accessible. With engagement initiated with sufficient number of players with access to it present on the southern front. Yes, I know how CRL works. So what I'm gonna do is run a bunch of fates to work on my resistance rank while waiting for it to pop. There's a way to check from player search how long it has been since the last castrum. I've never been able to look. Just picking up ships, NBD. Update my stream name. No, don't. I just want to. Somebody says castrum happening soon or what, so I always appreciate it when other people post in chat for me. Shout chat saying that castrum's down to my defense. Excuse me. Excuse me. I cannot believe this. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. And my brain's been completely just baffled by the existence of Balder Odinson, not lost to be. Actually, do the thing. Ah, speak of the devil. Nice. That was good timing. And I should know never to trust people in chat. 25-ish people, it's not bad. Who else? Am I doing this incredibly inefficiently? Sure am. It really is because the appearance of Volta just killed my brain. If I register for Patriot Games, then I'll have to deregister from Workers, so... Just keep in mind what's going on. Obviously, not equal. The band themselves. Why would I not have two of these guys on me? Whatever. Whatever I was going to say, it's gone. As I said, I'm very tired. I've spent the day alternating between queer theory, D&D, more queer theory, and then introduction to my hardcore theory lecture this term, which is one of them is like an introduction to queer studies as a subject of study, I guess. And this other one is like theories and study of religion. Have fun. You need to cry. Well, it's not. It's ICC. It's religion, culture, and something else. Religion, communication, culture. Maybe I can't remember. Anyway. I can already feel my brain melting. Next Tuesday I've got to read Foucault, Boo, until Arshad on Boo, and my brain is already melting. Okay, I'm not sure. I heard a noise. I'm not sure what the noise was. Government knows. I really have fun with this actually, somehow. Go down into your sketches. Why not? I may as well poke at it. I understand. Incapable of looking at a thing and moving at the same time. Clearly. Oh nice, I can upgrade. love it when I don't have to do things. Nope, wrong button. Take me. Apparently we're going top, which I don't think I've done before, but there we go. See how this goes. Whoops, we're going back down again. Whee. Dance partner. Although we are more than good for nice. Don't mind me just forgetting my rotation. There are lots of things in that chapter. We just need to be painted by that. Over here so that I could continue to dupes. We must guard the tunnel armor at all costs. Okay, right. A whole bunch of us tried to get that all at once, and I accidentally picked it up when I tried to move away. That's okay. So much fun. Seems like you didn't see that. Even talking about it. Yes, I can wings and sometimes I just sit here and stand still because I'm focusing on just attacking. That's a chance, so we're almost there, just a little while there. Someone says, I know those how life is a waste of time, some proper meaningful sense. Right, up. That's right, guys, you can register for that CE. Sick, Geistborn, sind. Can't give these does another ill. Take no prisoners, kill every last one of them. It's our plan. Watch out for his spells. He's going to invade very soon. He's not going to. I'm going to focus target him though. Just in case anyone was wondering. There's a guy outside with a motorcycle. Hubris has become an ending. Southwest, cool the earth. member of countrymen taken captive, likely being held somewhere in Castro. Execution of the prisoners has begun. Oh, that's bad. I don't have lost death. Which is not ideal, but there we go. Colonel Carver, who I misread as Colonel Cactuar, says they are one group, as are many of the horse, it seems. Don't pull them out of his circle. Resistance guys alone. And beat up Prometheus. So. Oh, that was rude. So the reason you can hear me typing is because there's somebody in the party who's asking a bunch of questions. Hence the frantic typing. It's open. Continue to the inner reaches. Will do. Albaleo says, not another step closer. Time to show you what the 4th Legion is made of. Says, is there no end to them? I say, can you not jump down there? That's so rude. Apparently you don't have to stand on the buttons now, you just have to walk over them, but I'm holding that one, see. So here we go. Finally run out of soldiers to hurt us, it seems. Forwards. Someone's there. Wait, is that... You fools, what have you done? Gabrant, see Bozjan people. You would do against him. By denying the path of righteousness, you sealed your fate. The heavens have spoken, and they are wrath indeed. I am a drone. Now no regret, sinner's recompense. Fucked up that placement. Oh well. Look, my brothers, unity and despair. Very unfortunate. Honestly, as noted, does not work in here. As noted by me just now, honestly, it doesn't work in here. Doing seat sacrifice extreme has been good practice for this, to say. Balls. May the lightning tear through, dying screams fill the air. Awesome. I like how whoever's tanking this lady keeps striking it just slightly outside of where the people putting their damage circles. Whoops. Stay out. That beam's got to me. It's just struck me that like I can't do can't place it when I'm dead. Oh well. Yeah. So it can do anything, can't save you now. What's happening? Hey, focus. I think just talking for these things, so, it's my melee 8. It's me every time. Box. There's no time to dwell on that. Must press on. It struck me I probably shouldn't be doing right along. I probably should be using Kyoshi. Oh no, it's only under Kasatsu. Thought so. Wanted to check because I have the brain empty. Come down. We have a spot of game locals for hunting. Beasts of the 4th Legion Imperial Legion. Leon Rem Hellsos and Down. Pretty bird. Doing free-for-all Leon, which means if you know it, up you go. I do know it, having done it once, but I would not be comfortable doing it. So, stay down here for now. Flame buzz wide. Instagram. That was so rude. That's right, there's a hot bunny goal shooting opening, so swing some roundabouts. God, I hate this bit. So bad, okay. No race, just like I told you. You mentioned recently how much I hate this fight, because I really hate this fight. The answer is not that. This calls for something special. So. turns foul with a terrible storm of feathers. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yep, now I can trick attack him. Thanks, Kami Cow. I might just use the palace. Catch me up there. Beat up some monsters. Shapeshift out of fear. The old fear shift. Attack the random but failed against the arrow. Confidence surges as the enemy falters. Answers. Oh, I have mind. Let's try it again. But do not mess it up this time. See myself inching down towards not being able to upgrade. Very sad. Leon, the Beast King, calls monstrous birds to his age. To his age? Jesus, to his aid. I mean, he may call them to his age as well. Sleeping nearby. Nope, well, I was in for that, and yet here we are. Leon calls monstrous birds to his age/aid. Hello, Amy Bankton. Thank you very much. It's done by, I'm just double checking her Twitter. An artist called, Twitter. I believe it's Eleanor GOG or LNGOG on Twitter. She did my icon, the icons that I use everywhere. They are very good. I love them a lot. Darwin was defeated, so they bark and bite then. How are you, Amy Langton? I hope you're doing well. Perhaps I'll take you measure another time. Until then, disappear. It's a funky version of 2B over there. Castor Marcus Latore complete. The last course, second to last course. It's a rest battle time. Let's go. As another CV appears. Something troubles you. The soldiers fell so easily, fled so quickly. This all seems too easy. It's easy for you to say. You didn't die a whole bunch trying it. We struck before the reinforcements could arrive as planned, and our soldiers fought valiantly. If you believe our victory came easy, it is because your plan was executed to the letter, sir. Also, I died a lot, but that's okay. Perhaps. Arshad. Is Mikota alright? You must split up and search for her. I don't believe that will be necessary. MISIJA, my beloved. I'm so gay and I love you so much. You are outnumbered and outmatched, MISIJA. Release her, and they may yet be lenient with you. I'm not here to bargain, Bozjan. Bozjan, I keep responding to myself. Please, MISIJA, whatever your grievance may be, I'm certain we can find a solution. But you have to let her go. We can build a better Bozjan, MISIJA, together. Never the optimist. And likely the first to go when this is all over. Arshad, if you would see her unharmed, come over here, nice and slowly. Ready the blades, wait for an opening. How I have waited for this moment. Arshad, I'm so sorry. Careful. It would be a pity if I were forced to sully a holy relic such as this. Would you care to enlighten our friend here as to its history? What is she planning? What is that queer-looking blade? Oh, don't worry, it's just Arshad. Here. We're going to take a little trip into the memories of this blade. If you wish to keep Makoto in one piece, that is. Makoto. Do it now. MISIJA, I'll do anything for you. MISIJA intends to explore the memories of that blade. Perhaps while she's occupied with them. Sounds as though Makoto and Arshad will be going with her. Interrupting them may have dire consequences. We must wait for our moment. Ouch, my eyes. I just love working in a moment so much. Is it done now? She does not breathe and her pulse has ceased. We were fortunate to catch her unawares. Were we to have incurred the wrath of this blade, she may have destroyed us all. Quick, painless death. Like as not, she did not even realise what happened. I'm pretty certain she did. It looks like she was in pain. Is this the memory of the last queen? It is true the blade possessed a terrible power, but was this the only way? I found myself able to control it, to harness its power for good, and yet it seems that I was found wanting. At the very least, I shall take heart in the knowledge that my people are safe. but lies and deceit. They used you, betrayed you, slaughtered you and dragged your name through the dirt. Now rise, my queen. Exact your vengeance. Erase their cursed legacy from the pages of history. I love her so much. Leave her be. The evil she is, the more hotter she gets. Jesus Christ alive. The more evil she gets, the more hot she gets. That's what I wanted to say. Claim what is yours. Death to this deceivers. In the name of the Queen. Retreat. How did I cast this? We just don't know. I don't know. Marcel. Arshad, we must withdraw and regroup. All of you, run! I love her so much. I love the story of Bozjan. I love the way that it plays out. So the legend of her powers are true then. We thought they were mere fairy tales. Wouldn't be the first time one turned out to be true, trust me. But she is the protector of Bozjan. Why would the Queen do such a thing? MISIJA, she has planted a seed of hatred within the Queen. Queen's marrying resulted then. The hatred seemed to be reaffirmed when the Queen looked upon the soldiers bearing the weapons of her god. MISIJA was likely anticipating their reaction. Death of the deceivers, they said. Gods, what happened all those years ago? Let us not dwell on the past. The blades must be saved. I'm afraid the effects of tempering cannot be undone, yet. Or rather, a cure has yet underscored to be found. Damn it all. Was this part of her plan as well? Let us return to Garkos. There is still much for us to discuss. Understood. Outside, but before we do that, I've got some upgrades to do, as it were. What things have happened? Stuff is happening. Notoriety ranked. Well, I'd love to see it, right? Beast. I suppose I can use that. Fucking piss all is the answer. Two deep essence of the veteran, now which I can use. Saviour increases healing potency. Not worth it. Essence of the beast, I suppose, is probably helpful, but is there anything else I need to do here? Oops. That's need to be 13. So this. I didn't get any other red boxes. Yes. Chip river. Astonishing. I think this is higher. Answer who fucking knows. Let's go speak to Marcel. To lose the Castrum and Garnhild as knights both, a heavy and most unexpected blow. Seems that rather than rely on sheer numbers, Menenius had a far more devious scheme in mind all along, and we played right into his hands. Thankfully, reinforcements from Damascus have recently arrived, and more from the Eastern Alliance will soon join our ranks as well. Until then, there is naught to do but wait and plan our next move. Now is the time to rest, my friend. More than earned it. Meanwhile, at Castrum Marcus Latore. Well, wow. Word around here is you summoned a primer, is that right? You certainly know how to make a good first impression, don't you, lass? Seems similar from our below when that was like this, but a primer summoning? Takes a great deal more ether, doesn't it? And I'd imagine even more to control it. You have done well. Now, go. Tend to your wounds. That's an order. We have ample time before the resistance returns, and when they do, I will have need of you again. Understood? Yes, sir. Just... She could learn to let go. It'd be better for everyone. Well, some more than others. What do you want? Trust you're aware of the request from the 3rd Legion to return to the capital. Of course I am, but Cabranth is in no position to comply with such orders. Thought as much. Not that it matters. Nerva is just like his father Titus, weak and a coward, unfit to give orders, let alone lead a nation. Having spent time serving under Vash, I understand full well your frustration, but the Garland world you long for is a thing of the past. Though I must say, your plans to solve for time have proven quite effective. One can only hope that you are prepared as our dear Noah for what comes next. What is it you are trying to say? Soldiers with potential like her are not something to be used and discarded like another loot. We've never considered her to be expendable. She's a valuable asset. For now, at least. Like I always say, death finds a way to weed out the unremarkable and otherwise ill-fortunate. I must envy you and your insouciance. Not that you would ever heed my counsel on such matters, let alone Gabriel's. Says the man who ignores the counsel of peers and superiors both to defend Bozjan. But I really have to hand it to you. Enthralling those resistance soldiers was a fantastic idea. Why bother with persuasion when you have the power to enslave minds? Flattery ill suits you, Leon, even when false. Perhaps, but dirty tricks like that suit you quite well, don't they? You always were a conniving bastard. Real snake in the grass. In fact, I shall take as a compliment. Also, question mark, gay question mark. Unforgiven, unforgotten. Save the Queen, chapter the 2nd. Now exchange Bozjan coins by speaking to the resistance supplier at Impulse Aegis for new gear. I also got a bunch of field records that I'm going to look through now. So I can't remember which ones I've read before and haven't. Marsak was conscripted in the Imperial Army. Duties often took him far from home, and he was thus spared the fate of his parents and siblings when destruction visited Bozjan Citadel. Following the tragedy, he escaped the military to join the resistance and now serves as Bozjan's right-hand man. In addition to attending to the resistance leader, Marsak is responsible for procuring funds and supplies as well as the training of recruits. With the warm-natured heart of our truly shrines, however, is his capacity as a liaison with outside allies such as Hien of Dermal or the East Albemarle Trading Company, contacts with whom he has built a trustworthy reputation. His amiability extends even to the citizens of the Empire amongst whom he was once raised. Marsak, by his own quiet admission, chooses to save his animosity for the Imperial state rather than its people. Although some might consider such attitudes soft-hearted, it is this gentle manner which sets the otherwise guarded minds of his counterparts at ease. An avid student of rustic gunbreaker techniques, Marsak is also admired for his martial talents and has earned a name as a stalwart shield for the Bozjan resistance. Full member of the 4th Legion's Imperial Image Detachment, Lofi is guilty of one of the greatest crimes an Imperial soldier can commit, desertion during combat. This she did in order to free a Monasteros, creature of great worth to her unit, at the cost of all that she'd achieved in the Legion and on pain of death. Such a brazen act may seem rational to her comrades, but to the enemy Lakota it was perhaps the most rational decision of her life. Owing to the inability of native guardians to wield magic, the Empire still incorporates use of spellcraft in the military, but when they do, as is the case with the 4th, they take a meticulously scientific approach. Employing various creatures from wild animals to voice into test subjects, Imperial mages study the magical arts of faraway lands and adapt them for use by people who possess limited affinity with magic. As a talented summoner, Lofi was charged with this task. With her abundant reservoir of ether and precise touch and spelltasking, Lofi was far ahead of her class at the military academy. Upon graduation, she enlisted in the 4th Imperial Legion, where she completed a grueling initiation to earn a place in the mage detachment led by Sadaran Arboreal. Yet though initially filled with pride, she would come to be racked by disillusionment and aversion, which was confronted by the cruel treatment that was forced upon test subjects. One subject placed in Murphy's care was a rhinoceros, a rare and majestic beast with the power to vanquish undead beings. Despite her reigning conscience, she bit her lips and dutifully conducted experiment after experiment upon the wretched creature, but her blood froze in her veins when she received the parchment bearing her next instructions and read the word vivisection. It was then that she came to a gut-wrenching realization. The spell she helped to create, born of suffering. Burning with guilt and regret, the Makoto made her choice. She would set the rhinoceros and herself free. Hanai's first enlisted. Very well, we're trained, taken off. Hanai's first enlisted in the Legion, she shared a Midlands Marshal's unfavourable impression of the young man Hellsauce. The Beast King's tactics were unconventional and unpredictable, subject to sudden changes as he faced shifting tides of battle. Certainly no such rough and tumble strategy was taught at any officer academy. The man himself was uncouth in word and appearance, and apparently preferred the company of creature to man. They dismissed him as they would any borderland barbarian. Hanai's opinion was flipped on its head, however, when he witnessed Leon's handling of the insurrection in Damascus 4 years ago. While it was true that the Beast King spoke brusquely, he knew each of his subordinates by name, and was well versed in their strengths and weaknesses. When battle were joined, he did not lead from the rear. Indeed, he was often the first to leap into the fray. Only the weak perish was his constant refrain, and the younger officer saw the truth of his words that the inept and cowardly fell in rows before the strong. The strategy sent his pets to the front lines to die in place of soldiers, and while initially bemused, Hanais came to understand the man's fondness for the beasts. He doted upon them like children that might not wait to see the morrow, cherishing every moment they stalked the boundary betwixt life and death. Needing no more convincing of Leon's savage greatness, Hanais requested placement with the war beast that he might serve as his new mentor's herald. The following is an excerpt from Curious, the Monsfar Town Gazette. Comrades in the 4th Legion have dubbed you tenacious and conveyed to them well-trained care. Do you take umbrage at being so described? I care not, they are simply envious. What makes you think that? Most of these fools can scarce hide their ambition. They smile and scrape and follow orders while inside they chafe at the idiot. A soldier must do as his superior commands, but does not a flickering of delights only natural? Not for me, not anymore. With the whole of my heart, with the entirety of my soul, do I walk the trail of the Beast King. Let them mock my name. I accept it as a badge of honour, and may none question my loyalty. So spake Pierambus. Have you any comments for your subordinate, sir? You must have completely forgotten the boy until you shared that story just now. Yes, he's a unique little bastard, like a terrier. All fury and gnashing teeth. Pity that type doesn't last long amongst the big dogs. Thank you for your time. Jianbu, as a member of the 4th Imperial Legion's MISIJA detachment, employs their puissant healing magics to bolster her comrades in battle. In the wake of Emperor Varus' assassination, the various wings of the Guardian military embraced themselves for another bloody war of succession, but few could have anticipated the unprecedented collapse of the chain of command in the Rubberland. Yet while others saw chaos, Jianbu, a stout believer in Noah van Gabrand's ideals, espied an opportunity to realise their commander's goal of establishing an independent new nation. The Empire's seemingly inevitable disintegration had cast a pall of anxiety over the fates of countless soldiers, and none felt greater apprehension than those who hailed from the provinces. To such weary souls separated from hearth and home, Jianbu extolled the virtues of the cause, encouraging them to cast aside past allegiances and join her in the Promised Land, and making clear her vehement disapproval of those who would align themselves with the resistance. Such unbridled zeal places her amongst Van Gabrand's most loyal, and one cannot help but wonder whence arose her convictions. To find the answer, one must glance into her past and see the path she walked which led her to adopting the surname Potitus, common amongst Makoto with imperial citizenship. Orphaned at a tender age, Jianbu grew up in the streets of Ravenia. Though citizenship was not an unusual aspiration for those of her lot, she knew none who wanted it as badly as she did. Believing education to be the key to raising herself up, she took stealing into the local school and learning as a student in all but name. Her efforts would not be in vain, for when she was eventually placed into imperial care, her impressive ability with letters came to the attention of officials, who sent her to be formally educated at the Army Reserve Academy. It was there that she first encountered Van Gabrand's ideology, and it resonated with her to the very core. In the years that followed, she would enlist in the 4th and become the Legata's staunchest adherent, fighting every battle and weaving every spell in the name of her dreamed-of utopia. Clarisse Crocus. Notorious amongst both friend and foe for her ostentatious presence on the battlefield, the true nature of the Centurion of the 4th Imperial Legion's contingent of beasts remains shrouded in mystery. Two facts are certain. Clarisse joined the ranks of the 4th Imperial Legion some 10 years ago, and is one of the few beastmasters recognised for her talents by the Beast King Leon Ramhelsas. Beyond this, countless stories are told. Some call her a witch, saying they have observed her speaking to her pets in unholy bestial tongues, the likes of which have never been uttered by mortal mouths. Indeed, that the monstrosities in her charge obey her every command because she herself is one of them. Others claim this is but a lie spread by those looking to spear her name, and that Clarisse is rather a saint, a figure of surpassing compassion and charity who tends to her wounded pets and comrades with self-sacrificing love and devotion, fighting to protect them as if she were the warrior goddess Gradia herself. Perhaps both tales are true, and whether Clarisse appears as a witch or a saint depends only on the eye of the beholder. What cannot be denied are the nigh countless triumphs she's claimed in war, and the profound fear that she strikes into the heart of any foe unfortunate enough to meet a dangerously alluring gaze on the battlefield. Little is known about her origins, save that she was born as one of the Eshva, a nomadic people that wandered across the borders in olden days. When their empire came, they refused to settle, leading Legata Gabrant to propose a compromise. They could maintain their itinerant lifestyle on the condition they volunteered a dictated number of their strongest to serve an imperial army for a fixed period of time. The Eshva accepted these terms, and Clarisse's newlywed husband was one of those chosen to serve. A formidable beastmaster in his own right, he was recruited into Leon's contingent, but tragically and suddenly lost his life on the very first mission. Just a month after Clarisse swore their vows. Feeling a strong sense of responsibility and pity for the poor girl, Leon personally paid her a visit in Gabrant's stead, apologising for causing her beloved's death under his watch. Lamenting the thought of any other Eshva woman being widowed as she had, she entreated Leon to accept it into his ranks in her husband's place, a petition which the Beast King was all too happy to accept. Since that day, Clarisse wears the mask of both a witch and a saint, fighting for her husband's honour and memory, and to achieve an era of peace for her people that her beloved will never see. Let's do it. I don't know if we're going to run Dariada, but we are at least going to unlock it. We've reached a stalemate on the Bozjan southern front. The 4th Imperial Legion seems content to play the waiting game, perhaps to conserve their strength until reinforcements arrive. We must act before the ranks are replenished. There is much we wish to discuss with you, though I dare say Arshad could explain it better than me. Sorry, hold tight for a second there. Allow me to cut straight to the heart of our troubles. We were forced to abandon the castrum. It was our hope that MISIJA's display of force there was no more than an act of desperation to buy them time. But since then, Queen Gunhild has been quick to join the fray, each time we engage their forces, leaving us little choice but to retreat. We've sustained heavy casualties. Many of those not slain outright have been made slaves to MISIJA's will. I fear she could defeat our forces utterly if she so chose. Our Damascan allies, however, had information to the contrary. To put it plainly, we believe the 4th Imperial Legion has all but exhausted its resources. In the wake of Emperor Varus' death, the War of Succession has brought the whole of Garlemald to the brink of collapse. As for Gabrant, he's refused orders to return to the capital. Apparently he harbours dreams of building some new nation in the ruins of Damasco. He may once play the loyal servant to Solus, but there's no love lost between him and Varus. Seems as his allegiance to Garlemald died with the Emperor. If what you say is true, cutting ties with Garlemald has deprived his forces of any troops or supplies they would otherwise have received. Lord Hien was quick to reach the same conclusion, and ordered an assault on the 4th Imperial Legion. That would explain why reinforcements from Gabrant have yet to reach the Bozjan southern front. Exactly. Even as we speak, allies from both Dalmatia and Manchuria endeavour to halt their advance. Nevertheless, our foes on the Bozjan front have Gunhilda's blades at the command, giving them the upper hand, whether they are a way to free them from MISIJA's control. There may yet be hope, Marsak. I recently received words from the Scions that a cure for their affliction has been found. However, the procedure will require a great deal of preparation, and that is to say nothing of the difficulty in employing the treatment in combat. If only I hadn't been captured by MISIJA, none of this would have happened. The fault lies with me. I am the one who failed to do you their deceit. You are not to blame for any of this. No, it's been about feeling sorry for yourself. Next you'll be saying we never should have reforged the blades of Gunhilda. Commander, we've received word of another summoning. Makoto, wait. Are you going? It must be the summonings, but we can think about that later. Please, Arshad, you've got to stop her. Speak with one sec. Oh, the vote is so good. Alright, do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Castrum has just popped. I'm not going to run it again. The Queen were to appear, we'd only be a burden. You must go on without us. There, okay. I understand. Oops. Right. Sorry, I got distracted by it looking something up. Let's go. There's an S rank, essential fun around Ding Dong, but I'm not going to do it. I think I am going to unlock the Dariada, but I'm not going to run it just yet. I will probably run it next week. Which is like I got the Yotal cutscene for the Avenger attack. Low-born traitor. Don't worry, you'll only provoke her. How the timetables. Now hold still, this won't hurt a bit. Wait, please don't. Something wrong, MISIJA? You spared 2 of your captives. To it. Apologies, it seems I misspoke. If you come to bark orders, don't bother. The next step in my plan has already been set in motion. If you'll excuse me. Very cool shit, I have to say. Certainly hope she knows what she's doing. That icon of hers is all we have left to buy us time until reinforcements something. What on earth could this new plan of hers be? Oh, I do so love a good scheme. Alas, I have been strictly forbidden from helping her. Let us return to Gankus. I have seen more than enough. I wonder if Makoto's vision is in specifically these angles. It's more that you get sort of pulled into the future and watching things happen. Not another step. We have you surrounded. From out of juice. It's over, MISIJA. We know full well that the crystal's power is spent. Another vision. Did you see it too? Come, Arshad. We must inform the others. Ow. These guys can't. I'm gonna get so pissed. For a hot second that I wasn't on where I almost stood straight on that. An achievement boss fight that I want to run is Vincent Jennifer, and I cannot be asked to world transfer. Now that Blade Kapati alone has arrived, would you care to elucidate your findings, Makoto? To speak plainly, I believe the apparition summoned at Castor and Lacus Latoria, and again on the Southern Front, is not what we would call an icon or a primal, not in the strictest sense of the term. hell's are you talking about, lass? Heard me fair share of tales about the primals, and what you've told me about this Queen Gunhilda fits the description to a bloody tittle. According to our records, Queen Gunhilda wielded the power of the blade not to summon a god, but to become one that she could protect our people. So she made herself a vessel for its power then? MISIJA claimed that after the fourth Umbral Calamity was averted, the Queen was able to return to her mortal form. Tales passed down through the ages state much the same. It appears that Queen Gunhilda was able to call upon its powers upon power at will. That would mean that a living vessel is required to wield the blade's true power, but it does not explain why it instead manifested in the form of Queen Gunhilda. Based on our experiences in the Castro and what we observed on southern France, I believe the blade was imbued with the Queen's memories in the form of ether at the moment of her death, and that the crystal focus was used to draw them out. Does that not sound familiar, Arshad? Ether absorbed into a vessel and thereafter used to call forth unspeakable monstrosities. Precisely. It is a phenomenon quite similar to the aurosite that we discovered in Rabanasti. So it is. As you may recall, Agarthadalthus harboured a burning desire to rule, which was made manifest in the ruins of Lassalia. Don't remember shit about these raids, if I'm quite honest. It was the same for my brother, Bozjan. His guilt over the depths of the prince and princess served as a catalyst for his own grisly transformation. I see. From what we've learned of the Holy Blade thus far, it has much in common with aurosite. This is merely conjecture, but I suspect that Save the Queen was actually crafted from aurosite, and altered to amplify the desires of whoever wields it. Who would be capable of such a feat? I cannot say with any certainty, but together with the crystal foci, it is reminiscent of ancient Allegan technology. How it found its way into the hands of the Bozjans is anyone's guess. Now hold on a bleeding minute. Let me see if I'm understanding this right. You're saying the thing you saw in the Castro might no primal, but a mere sliver of the Queen's ether that was left over in the blade. Seems like it, but on the other hand, MISIJA can keep conjuring up as many times as she wants. Considering what it's designed for, that shade of the Queen is the least of our worries. Indeed, MISIJA's ultimate goal is likely to become a vessel for the blade's power, much like the Queen did to avert the further Umbral Calamity. Without preparation, Arshad could likely vanquish this shade of the Queen Gunhilda. But if MISIJA should succeed in bringing the full power of the blade to bear, you're suggesting there's a chance he could lose? Impossible. Why, I can't even count the number of stories I've heard of Arshad's godslaying adventures. What's one more notch on his belt? I'd rather not come to that. Thankfully, MISIJA has yet to find a store of crystal suitable for the plans. And I doubt she will, for the time being at least, if the blade was designed in like manner to the crystal foci. We must act now, while there is still time. No entries have been added to the field record. If MISIJA yet lacks what is required to fill her plans, then we must either wrest the blade from her grasp or destroy it. Should the situation call for it, we may need to cut her down in the process. What if it possible to take both MISIJA and the blade into our custody without conflict? As I understand it, there have been markedly fewer sightings of the Queen's apparition, correct? Yes, and with good reason. With no means of combating such a foe, our troops have barely set foot outside the encampments. I believe that MISIJA has her own reason for making only sporadic appearances. She must use the crystal focus to conjure Queen Gunhilda, and therein lies the rub, for its reserves of ether are not without limitation. Perhaps she fears that the crystal focus needs exhaustion, but what prevents her from simply restoring its ether and resuming her assault? Just so happens the crystal focus requires ether of a very specific sort. We were only able to find one source, and that's still depleted from when we used it. Before we returned, Arshad and I chanced to spy MISIJA commanding Queen Gunhilda to enslave a group of soldiers, but the apparition vanished after turning only one of them. I suspect that the crystal lacked the energies necessary to complete the task. It's all well and good, lass, but MISIJA ain't no fool. Until she figures out how to get the crystal focus working again, she won't be showing her face. She will. At least I think she will. Arshad and I shared another vision of the future. Heading to the ruins in the middle of a storm? But for what? Looks like that part of the vision is already coming true. Thunderclouds are gathering above the sun front, and a nasty downpour will be far behind. We must make ready before the rains come announced. Marsac, ready the men. I understand your trepidation, Lakota, but you must have faith in your gift. We will stop MISIJA, I promise you. It was not by Arshad's hand alone that we survived our ordeal in Rabanesti, ladies, you forget. We each have our part to play, and yours is no less important than any other's. Speaking of which, you best join the others to set out for the rains come. Yes, of course. Everything appears to be in order. You ready, Arshad? I'll be with you in 2 shakes of Hrothgar's tail. Because what we are going to do is we are going to save this for next week. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, it is very much appreciated, and I do hope that you enjoyed. I will be streaming Destiny 2 this Thursday, where we will be doing week 7 of Season of the Lost, and getting to work on the season's exotics and ritual weapons is not the right word, but you know what I mean, etc. Then on Saturday it will be Higurashi When They Cry, Kotobugushi, where we'll continue exploring Hanyu's past and see, watch through her part rom-com, part horror movie style history. Saturday stream may be ending early. I've been invited to a party Saturday evening, so depending on how much energy I have, maybe an earlier stream or a shorter stream so that I can get ready for that. Either way, next Sunday will be Near Replicant, where we'll be finishing off the weapon stories and also getting Ending D this time around, and you'll actually be able to watch the cutscenes properly, hopefully. And the next Tuesday will be more Final Fantasy XIV, where we can continue working through the Bozjan storyline and hopefully get working on our relic weapons as well. So take care, thank you very much for watching, it's very much appreciated. Do have a wonderful evening, be excellent to each other, and I shall see you guys on Thursday.